Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Engage.
Big Brother. Mainstream media. Government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
It is Tuesday, the 17th day of February 2009. We've got 2 hours left in this worldwide transmission. In the last 2 hours of the show every day, we simulcast at prisonplanet.tv for all the prisonplanet.tv viewers. Then we archive it as well each afternoon for folks. And, of course, the radio show is live from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you don't have an AM or FM in your area, call local affiliates. Get us one. That's how we get most of our affiliates. And you can always listen for free at Infowars.com. The show's restreamed 24 hours a day, even when it's not live, and 125+ thousand people a day. Download the free podcast in the Listen Live section of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. We have a guest coming up, D.H. Williams, who writes for the Daily Newscaster about inside source reveals FEMA and Department of Homeland Security preparing for mass graves and martial law. So that is coming up in the next segment. An amazing interview I did with him Sunday. We ran out of time, so I wanted to have him back up today. Right now, let's continue with your phone calls. We'll have calls, by the way, throughout this final hour as well. Well, the next 2 hours as well. We have 2 hours left, or an hour and 58 minutes to be precise. Up next is Susan in Minnesota. You're on the air, Susan.
Yes, hi, Alex. I just wanted to tell you did a great job with Coast to Coast yesterday, when I found it to be so inspiring to find out that maybe there might be more than 20 states already drawing that line in the sand, telling the federal government, no, we will not allow the FEMA camps or the gun confiscations or, as you pointed out, the forced vaccinations. This is so critical and so important. I think it should encourage a lot of people to revisit the 9th and 10th Amendment. The information that you gave was just so amazing. I was so impressed with how articulate you were on the show. And I think it should hopefully be encouraging for a lot of people to call their representatives and remind them and encourage them to also do the same thing. I just wanted to briefly also say something about Larry Pratt, who you've had on there many times. I think that should also be a reminder of people that if they're in the NRA, they should get out and get into Gun Owners of America with Larry Pratt. I don't know if you're familiar. I think you are. I've talked about David Olofsson. He's the individual who was recently charged with having a semi-automatic weapon that misfired, that they decided to define as an automatic weapon, which, of course, is a lot of people should be alarmed by the fact that if they have a gun that misfires, it suddenly may be defined as an automatic weapon.
And the BATF admitted that, he sold somebody a gun that at a gun range misfired and fired 2 rounds, and they admitted it was a legal AR-15 he bought. He was currently in the Army. He'd just been honorably discharged in the National Guard, and he's now serving, a 10-year prison sentence. And, in fact, I meant to play a Lou Dobbs clip on that Monday. John, you have that clip I sent you, don't you, that we never got to yesterday? Yeah, it was the Lou Dobbs on the Mr. Olson case. Folks can go to gunowners.org, and they've got the video on their main page. At least they did Sunday, and you can see that clip. Right there. But no. They want to go after American gun owners. They've got bills introduced all over different states, scores of states, where the ammo is stamped and registered to you every time you buy it, and then you have to turn it in every 2 years to 4 years, depending on the state. You can't keep your ammo. I mean, this is insane. They're coming after our Second Amendment.
Right, that's right. And for people that don't know this, when you do join Gun Owners of America, they also, not only do they provide you with a lot of the information, but they do have a legal staff and support for you. And
they're actually defending Mr. Olson, and they got the Supreme Court case and all that. I mean, they're it. They're the real gun group, the real Second Amendment group. The NRA is a enemy cloaked operation, a double agent. There's no doubt, and Larry Pratt's laid all that out on air. And I'm the one that pushed Pratt to go public with all the history of the NRA. He finally did it. That's been defeating our enemy, the NRA. All right, good to hear from you. We'll come back and take more phone calls, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the one, the only GCN Radio Network, simulcasting with InfoWars, PrisonPlanet.tv.
Doctors around the world claim that cancer and other diseases cannot live in a pH-balanced alkaline environment. But as you know, most people are overly acidic due to stress, acidic diet, and lack of exercise. pH balance is the foundation of energy abundance and perfect health, as well as prevention of disease. People who alkalize the water they drink experience normalized blood sugar, mental clarity, and loss of weight. It was intended for human beings to drink alkaline water, but due to modern way of life, most people are overly acidic. The fact is that disease simply cannot exist in an alkaline environment. Fat accumulates if a person consumes too much acid on a regular basis and doesn't neutralize it. Do your part. Alkalize and supercharge your body now. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops contain a special mineral salt concentrate that raises the pH of the water you drink up to the pH of 10 with only 10 drops. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. Again, that's alkavision.com.
Terror Storm, a history of government-sponsored terror. Loose Change Final Cut. Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. The True Story of the Bilderberg Group. The Late Great USA. America, Freedom to Fascism. These are just a few of the hundreds of powerful documentary films and books available at truthnews.us and prisonplanet.com. When you visit prisonplanet.com, you can connect to our amazing online store. Whether you're looking for survival and wellness products like Berkey water filters, or you would like a book on the history of the Federal Reserve, we've got the most well-researched and documented titles, all available at prisonplanet.com. Or if you'd like, you can give the InfoWars store a call at 888-253-3139. Or you can view more than 1,000 titles in super high quality right now at prisonplanet.tv. Knowledge is power, and the information you need to effectively wake up your fellow man and fight the New World Order is available right now at truthnews.us and prisonplanet.tv. Join the InfoWar today.
Companies continue to lay off thousands of people. Unemployment is the highest it's been in over 30 years. Statistics prove that in a recession, crime rates go up. Everyone needs something for that extra edge to prevent becoming a victim in these difficult and trying times. You need to prepare yourself with DPS pepper spray, available at MrDefense.com. DPS is the strongest pepper spray in the market and is the same spray used by hundreds of law enforcement agencies from around the world. Need something more? The Scorpion Stun Gun is a great way to take down a potential attacker. Mr. Defense also carries the largest selection of air tasers, knives, self-defense keychains, swords, batons, survival, spy, and tactical gear. Mention this ad and receive 10% off of your order and a free self-defense keychain. Visit MrDefense.com. That's MRDefense.com or call 1-800-313-6400. That's 1-800-313-6400 for all of your self-defense needs today.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
We are back live, simulcasting at prisonplanet.tv. Let me blitz through some of the headlines we haven't covered and recap some of the other top stories. And we're going to our guests for the balance of the hour and taking your phone calls. Clinton says don't blame him for the economic crisis. This is from Yahoo News. Of course, in Time Magazine, the bigger issue here is that it was actually, if you want to mete out blame, Bush is involved. They're all working together. Obama's involved. But it was the Clinton administration that did get rid of the Glass-Steagall Act and did change the laws and is most to blame for what the bankers have done. And then Time Magazine has another story, 25 people to blame for the financial crisis, and they don't blame any of the real people. They go after the top 25 people, and they don't blame any of the real ones. They got Madoff and George Bush and people like that. These are not the real architects. These are high-level criminals involved in it. So we'll get into that. Also, Leahy has been under a lot of pressure to at least probe Bush wrongdoings. The problem is he won't be lined up with his party's own president, who has now endorsed the torture, the secret arrest, everything else. Leahy's plan to probe Bush-era wrongdoings. The right screams that it's a witch hunt. The left complains it's a cop-out. And President Obama wishes it would just go away. Oh, but Senator Patrick Leahy isn't about to drop his proposal for a truth commission. That's like a UN thing. To investigate wrongdoing in the Bush administration. We would be making a mistake for history's purpose if we walk away from this, the Vermont Democrats said. And that dovetails with this report here today. Now, the Associated Press, Obama's just